Okay, we're going to do something a bit different here. Hopefully this sound is okay. So, because this is a fairly new channel, I wanted to give people sort of an idea of games I play. I do play a wide variety of games, and I will play, lots of different games. Give them a try. Always willing to try a game once. So I wanted to do a top 10. I know loads of people do top 10 lists. I'm going to do the top 10 board games that were new to me in 2025. So some of these are older games that were released before 2025, but this is the first time I've played them. But it's the first time I've played them, so there might be games that I like more than some of these games, but they weren't new to me in 2025. So I hope that's clear. Don't want anyone saying these games weren't released in 2025, or why do you like that game so much? This other game's so much better than it. That's because I might have played the other game earlier. So this is the first time I've tried to do this as a live video. So hopefully the audio is working, and we will crack on and see if you're surprised by some of these. So first up, and I've only just got this game last week, but I've played it quite a few times already, and I'm really enjoying the game. But I had played a friend's copy last year, so I've only just got it for solo play, but I have played multiplayer before now, so I'm including it on the list. This is one I'm allowed to include on the list, and that is SETI. So yeah, I'm enjoying SETI. Luckily, the version I bought actually came with the Space Agency's expansion already, so that's quite nice. So I'm looking forward to looking at Space Agencies and see what that does different. I like the multiplayer. It's interesting to play the solo player. So yeah, I'm just enjoying SETI. I looked at it and there just seemed to be so much to do. One of those ones where you just think, oh, I can't get my head around it. And then I watched a couple of playthrough videos, which is my favourite way of seeing how a game plays and seeing if it might be for me, is watching playthrough videos. Some people do some great playthrough videos, Gaming Rules, Paul Grogan. I watch a lot of Meet Me at the Table. I watch those. Co-op Guild, Totally Tabled, One Stop Co-op Shop, and Slicker Drips. They're the main ones that I watch for playthroughs. So if you haven't seen any of those, I would check out those channels as well. They do some great playthroughs. I'd love to do playthroughs. I don't think I've got the equipment to do it at the moment, but in the future, hopefully, I could do some playthroughs. So yeah, SETI is it's at number 10, but that's because it's fairly new to me, but I am really enjoying playing it. And at number 9 is Vantage. As I said, I play a lot of solo, so a lot of these are going to be ones I've played solo. That's my main way of playing games, or on the PC. As you see, I stream some gaming on there as well, board games versions. So yeah, Vantage came out. Took a while to click, because you play it and you think, well, I've played it, but how am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know that? And that's because they sort of class it as a bit like a roguelite, in that each play gives you more information for future plays. So yeah, you get missions. The missions vary, what you encounter varies, but obviously over time you will get to locations. There's loads of locations in there, but you will get to the same locations, and you will know, oh, if I do this here I get this, or last time I did this here, so this time I'm going to do something different. So it just gives you a bit of an experience, and actually it doesn't take that long to play. On here it says 2 to 3 hours. Well, I'm down to about an hour on a good play. Obviously, it depends on how much exploring you're doing and how well you do. You can go for longer. I try and do both parts, so you can do your first basic mission, but then you get an upgraded one as well. So I enjoy doing that. So yeah, Vantage. Not for everyone, I would say. Really, truthfully, not for everyone, but it is a good game. So I enjoy Vantage. Next up, well, you know, I'm a child of the 70s, early 80s. I love Star Wars. We had all the Star Wars toys. I'm a sucker for anything Star Wars. And I used to really enjoy playing Memoir 44. So you mash both of these together, and what do you get? You get Star Wars Battle of Hoth. Not everyone likes the Memoir 44 type system where, you know, you've got the cards and sometimes you haven't got the cards for the areas you want to move, but that's the sort of, not fog of war, but that's the command system in war, in that sometimes you just don't get the commands out to the troops you want to. But actually it's about hand management. So, positioning your troops so that actually they could activate via different cards is a good way of doing it. But yeah, fun Star Wars. You've got Star Wars figures. I'm hoping to get those painted up. But yeah, enjoying Battle of Hoth. It's a fun, lightweight game. Doesn't take long to play. Excellent game. So I don't do much crowdfunding. I do a bit. Obviously, a little bit more recently. So I've just backed the new expansion for Dragon Eclipse. So really enjoying it. It's really great as a solo game. It really was designed as a solo game. It says 1 to 2 players, but I'm loving it as a solo game. Just so much fun. Adventure game. Collecting your dragons, different abilities, battling with them, getting some story in there as well. Solo role-playing game, basically. I used to play role-playing games a lot, so always looking for a sort of really good solo role-playing experience, which you'll find out later on in this list, and that might give you a clue as to what's quite high up on my list. But yeah, Dragon Eclipse, enjoying it, love the minis, and have backed the expansion, so looking forward to that. And then what we got, 10, 9, 8, 7, we're on number 6 already. Andromeda's Edge. Yeah, as you know, didn't release in 2025, it was released in 2024, it says there. So never played Dwellings of how I always say it wrong, Dwellings of Eldervale, before I got Andromeda's Edge. So I got Andromeda's Edge, and then I actually did pick up a copy of Dwellings of Eldervale. I do like fantasy settings as well as sci-fi settings. And the one mistake I made with Andromeda's Edge is I didn't get the deluxe edition, which has all the trays that have everything in, so the setup is a lot longer than I would like. Whereas for Dwellings of Eldervale, I made sure I got a deluxe edition, or I think it was the legendary edition with extra creatures. So you've got the trays, and just the setup time is so much quicker for Dwellings of Eldervale. So I have been tempted to sell my Andromeda's Edge and try and get a deluxe edition version of it, because I do enjoy the extra aspects in the game of Andromeda's Edge. Lots to do. Combat, it's just got that extra edge to the combat. There's slightly more combat, I think, in Andromeda's Edge. And I just enjoy playing it. It's a fun game. And again, there it says 80, so 1 hour 20 onwards. Solo play, which is what I play against I really can't remember what they're called now. Is it going to show me? Because it's the ghost in, I can't remember what the AI opponents are called, but it's the ghost in Dwellings of Eldervale. And I really can't remember the name in Andromeda's Edge, but you play against them. And obviously you have the raiders as well. So it's a good one, lots to keep track of, and really enjoy playing Andromeda's Edge. Next up, I didn't back it on Kickstarter, but I did manage to get a Kickstarter edition of Leviathan Wilds. Again, as we said, this came out in 2024, but it was new to me in 2025. It's just a fun, quick game. Doesn't take that long to play. You're climbing up Leviathans, healing them, removing binding crystals and healing the aliens. So you're not battling them, but you are sort of battling the disease that they've got to try and heal them. and you've got 17 in the base set, 17 different Leviathans to climb up. You've got different characters with different abilities to climb up, and it's just managing your action points, removing the crystals, and then obviously they start attacking, so you've got to dodge those attacks and minimize. And yeah, it's just a really well thought out game. The maps are in like a binder book, so you just flip them over to get a different Leviathan, which, you know, I'm enjoying games that do that, because it just gives you the variety of maps without loads of cards, so you can just flip over books. And thinking of that just reminded me of another game that's not on there, but I will talk about that game in another video. That might be one of those honourable mentions that a lot of people do, but yeah. So number 4, Flamecraft. Now you can see 2022 it says up there, but I've only just last year started playing it. They announced there was going to be a Steam version, so a version on the PC to play. So I thought, let's check this out. As I said, I do like a variety of games. Sometimes heavy Euros, not really my thing. But this is easy, quick, fun, and you know, you can play it with non-gamers as well, is what I find, because it doesn't take too much explaining. Artwork is gorgeous. The names of the dragons as well. You've got some fun names, and the names of the shops that you have to visit. Your resource gathering to cast enchantments, to score points. You've got dragons that score at the end of the game. You've got dragons that have abilities. You go to a shop, you collect resources, you activate a dragon's ability. Or when you go to a shop, you can enchant, which means you use those resources to enchant the shop, score points, and then you can activate all the dragons in the shop. So it's looking at the best options. If a shop fills up with dragons, you get new shops with new abilities to do, and obviously you get the other dragons, which are great. They score either during the game or end game, so 2 things to watch out for there. You can try and manipulate your resources or the dragons in town to do the dragons that score during the game, or you can just keep an eye on your resources and dragons in town to see if you can manipulate those to score at the end of the game as well. Fun game, and they released a playtest on Steam for Flamecraft for the Steam version, so actually I've been playing that this last week and enjoying playing that on the PC as well. But I was unsure if I was allowed to stream the Flamecraft playtest or not, so I haven't been streaming it, just because I can't remember if I was invited to the playtest or it was just a playtest that appeared on Steam. So while I'd love to stream it, I will stream it when it becomes an actual game, because I'm definitely going to get that one to play on the PC as well. So we're going to the top 3 now, and I loved Aeon's End games. So I love deck builders, really enjoy deck builders, but a lot of them are for 2 players or more. So solo deck builders, love Aeon's End, you can play solo. So obviously they brought out the sci-fi version of Astro Knights, and I got a bundle of Astro Knights and its expansion, which I'm wanting to say was Astro Knights Eternity, which is great. And they've just done a Kickstarter. I'm not sure if it's still going on or not. It's just about to finish. Invincible, the card game. I missed that completely, but they've just done a new one for Aftermath, which is the standalone expansion for it. So I've actually gone in on that and bought the previous version as well. I've done like an all-in bundle to get that game, because Astro Knights is a slightly quicker version than Aeon's End, slightly ramped up, but it's so quick to play. You know, it says 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Once your combos get going, you know, it's great. You've got choices of creatures to go against. You've got choices of heroes to use as well, all with a different ability. You know, the cards you use, just really enjoy it. As you probably know, that Aeon's End and Astro Knights, as opposed to a lot of deck builders where when your hand runs out and you've got nothing to draw, then you shuffle your deck and start again. However, Astro Knights, you don't shuffle your deck, you just turn the discard pile over. So the order in which you do stuff in your turn can impact later on in the game. So you can try and get those combos together. So you can buy in whatever order you want, or you can activate in the order. So you might activate and then buy to make sure those are together. Yeah, just fun, but it's really quick to do it. It's not overthinky, quick, fun game. And for me, great solo. So for me, top 3. I've played it a lot more than some of the others, so that's probably why it's higher than some of the others. But yeah, it's just one of those ones I can crack out and just have a great game of it. I still do play Aeon's End, but I play that more now. I've got the PC version, so I do play that on the PC. Yeah, just love those games. Really great games. And looking forward to the Invincible. Now, these next 2 games, it was very tricky to say which one should be number 1 and which one should be number 2, because really I love them both. So what I did is the one that I've played more got to number 1 is what I did. But I love both the games, and for the next game, as mentioned earlier with Dragon Eclipse, I like the solo role-playing game experience. And for me, Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era, this was a was it GameFound or Kickstarter? One or the other. I think it was GameFound, actually. I've just done the expansions for it, so I'm waiting for those. Can't remember if they're due late this year or early next year, but I'm going to look forward to doing that. So it's one of those ones where I've played it quite a bit, but obviously it takes a while. I like to leave it set up, so I try and get it where I've got like 2 or 3 days in a row where I know I can get the board and get it set up and play through. But for me, who doesn't get the chance to do many role-playing games anymore at all, it gives me that solo role-playing game experience. It allows me to level up. It allows me to have an adventure. And while some people, the luck of the draw, sometimes you get the right equipment right from the off. The monsters you battle, the creatures you battle, sometimes you get the easier ones. There's certainly harder ones with different keywords, and different keywords affect ranged characters or melee characters more. So there's a real mix of it, but for me, I see it as an adventure. Some people say it's too easy sometimes. Well, they've been really good, and they've shown you how you can ramp up difficulty. But for me, it's not a game about, I'm on the 4th, 5th day and I've died, or that wouldn't make the game. The game for me, and yes, you do die sometimes, or you do have a reset you can do, call in the guild, and it stops you from dying this once per adventure. But for me, it's not a walk in the park, but it's like a role-playing game in that only if you make a big error should death be the option. That's my personal opinion on Elder Scrolls and how I play it, because I view it as a role-playing game. And role-playing games, death wasn't that frequent. Only if you made a big error would you die. So I enjoy playing the game for what it is. Some of the battles are not walk in the park. Some of it is really down to the last turn, or you could be on 1 life and you manage to do the killing blow on the last thing. Or sometimes you don't even have to kill. Sometimes it's rescuing someone and getting out of there. I won't give details of which mission it was, but that's exactly what it was. So it was literally like, do you know what? I could stand here and fight, but I'm just going to get overwhelmed. So I'm going to get in, get the person I need, and let's hopefully both get out of there in time. You don't have to kill everything on that one. Some of them you do, some of you don't, but it's just playing to it. And it's just really enjoyable game, and it's an expensive game. The quality is amazing, fits in the box really well. They laid that out really well. Just so enjoy playing that. And I'm trying to keep the video to under half an hour, and I'm at 20 minutes, and so I'm doing really well. But yeah, and I'm fawning over Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. But what I did is, when it was on its way, they released a set. Chip Free Games actually did their own set. I think it was 5 videos of different aspects of the game and how to play. And honestly, watching those videos before even looking at the rulebook, a lot of people read the rulebook and go, huh? Watch those videos. If you get it new and you've never played it, watch those videos. It really is the best way of learning the game. And then there's loads of playthroughs out there, so you could watch one of those as well, just to give you an idea. But yeah, those 5 videos from Chip Theory Games, then reading the rulebook, just makes it a lot clearer in the head. They're really great videos. Some of the best ones. Sometimes companies release videos on how to play, and sometimes they're not the best. But the Chip Theory Games ones were excellent. I'm really looking forward to the expansions, new characters, new all sorts in there. So yeah, looking forward to that. And as I said, I've played it a lot, but this next game I've played more, and they are sort of polar opposite games. So yeah, and I have streamed this game. I'm not very good at it, but I really do enjoy playing it, and I play it on the PC a lot, solo versus the AI. I've started doing the challenges as well. That's Ark Nova, and as you can see, it's a 2021 game, but I never played it. And then the app PC version on Steam came out, so not Board Game Arena or anything like that, or Tabletop Simulator, but actually the PC Steam version came out. So I bought it and I played it, and I love it, and nearly every day I will play a couple of games of it, because it's so quick and easy to play. It does all the upkeep for you, it does all the scoring for you. It's just so easy to do. Yeah. I bought Sanctuary as well, so I actually got the physical copy of Sanctuary as soon as it was released in the UK. I managed, one shop had it a bit earlier than everyone else, so I think they got some copies from Essen or wherever it was, and I just really enjoyed playing. So I play Sanctuary. Sanctuary is slightly different, so I do enjoy Sanctuary. I just haven't played it enough yet to see if it would be on this list. So, but Ark Nova, yeah, again, it's one of those ones where you look at the board, you look at all the scoring, and you think, oh, what's going on here? But actually, when it clicks, and you can see what you got to do, and you start coming up with strategies. And then sometimes you have to adapt the strategies if the cards aren't coming out that you want. But there's just so many ways to score and do the conservation projects. Yeah, it's a really great game for me. As I said, heavy Euros generally not my thing. Playing board games for ages, and I was always more of an Ameritrash, as they called it, gamer. But Ark Nova, just really, and it is the Steam version I play more than anything else, solo. But I just love it as a game. But as I said, I love Elder Scrolls as a game, but I've played Ark Nova, I think, because I switch on the computer and it's up and ready to play. So that's probably why it gets played more than Elder Scrolls. Not that Elder Scrolls, because the way the box is set up, actually, it is quite quick to set up. Once you know what you're doing, it's quite quick to get going for that sort of game anyway. But yeah, Ark Nova, it's click a few clicks and you're up and ready playing. I'll stream it, I'll stream some more. If people watch my stream, they go, my God, he's a terrible player, but I enjoy playing it. So I'm learning all the time, and I do make mistakes, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, that's my top 10 games that were new to me in 2025. So we had SETI, Vantage, Star Wars Battle of Hoth, Dragon Eclipse, Andromeda's Edge, Leviathan Wilds, Flamecraft, Astronauts, Elder Scrolls, and Ark Nova. Now, you may say, what about this game? What about that game? What about this game? Didn't you play that? And actually, I can't play everything. I'd love to be able to, but I don't have the time. So I research games, I watch YouTube videos of games, and sometimes you watch a YouTube video and you think, do you know what, that game's not for me. And those are the games that were new to me in 2025, not games that were released in 2025. Some of them were, but games that were new to me in 2025. And I'm looking forward to 2026 and what that brings. And I'm going to do some streaming of that, of games I play on the PC. So I've got Set a Watch, just downloaded Carcassonne and Stone Age, Ark Nova. We've got Bullet Surge, it's the version of Bullet. Through the Ages, again, I really can't tell you what year Through the Ages came out. Ages ago. I could search on here, couldn't I? Let's have a look and see. But for some reason, I never played it. And then it came and it was on offer. Is that the version? Yeah. So, yeah, 2015. So 10, 11 years ago now. The Steam version came on sale. I thought I'll buy that, and I watched Gaming Rules, Paul Grogan. He did a solo playthrough of the Steam version of Through the Ages. He also did a 2-player version of the game with the designer as well. So, but it was the solo play. It sort of taught me the game. I did play the tutorial when I first played the game, but I didn't need to, because of the excellent video that was on Gaming Rules by Paul. Showed you how to play it, also taught you a couple of small tactical tips as well, which was very useful for me. I suck at the game at the moment, but hopefully play it some more. But yeah, we'll be playing some stuff. I just wanted to, I thought I'll do one of these because it sort of shows you the games that I'm into. Just gives you a bit of a clue about me. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you watch some of my streams. Obviously the YouTube live videos you can watch after the event as well. So watch, comment, like please, that'd be fantastic, and I hope to see you soon.